Hi, I'm Brian Greenstone, the president of Pangea Software, and welcome to episode number 7 of our Behind the Scenes series. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about our latest iPhone game, Enigmo 2. Now, Enigmo 2 is obviously the sequel to Enigmo 1, which we released last year, and it has become our most popular iPhone app ever. The basic concept behind Enigmo 2 is the same as in Enigmo 1. You have to get the falling water droplets into their container using the given puzzle pieces. The faster you complete each level, the more points you get. Now, this wouldn't be a very exciting sequel if it was exactly like the original, right? Well, Enigmo 2 takes things to a whole new dimension because now the puzzles are in 3D. Enigmo has always used 3D graphics, but the puzzles themselves were 2D puzzles. The puzzles in Enigmo 2 are 3-dimensional, and this makes the game even more challenging and cool. But we didn't stop there. We've also added a whole lot of new gameplay elements, including laser beams, plasma, gravitoids, teleporters, gravity inverters, and so on. This is definitely not a rehash of Enigmo 1. It's a whole new game. So, on the levels with lasers, you use reflective puzzle pieces to bounce the laser beams around the scene. And the goal is still the same. You have to guide the beams through the puzzle to get the beam to the target. The plasma particles work with the new gravitoid puzzle pieces. The gravitoids use gravity to bend the trajectory of the plasma and essentially cause the particles to go into orbit. I think that this new feature is the most challenging part of Enigmo 2, especially on levels where you have to use multiple gravitoids together to direct the plasma streams. One of the most difficult things that we had to figure out for Enigmo 2 was how to do a 3D user interface with just a 2D touchscreen as the input device. Because not only do the puzzle pieces have to move around in 3 dimensions, but the camera has to move around in 3D as well so that you can actually see what you're doing. The solution that we came up with turned out really nice. You still just tap and drag puzzle pieces into the scene, and you tap and drag to pan the camera around. The pinching action also zooms in and out as you would expect. But what's new is the 2-finger drag. When you drag with 2 fingers, the camera rotates around the scene. As it rotates around the scene, the selection ring around the currently selected puzzle piece changes. This lets you easily move and rotate the piece on all 3 of the 3D axes. There's also a snap to grid button, which makes the 3D alignment easier by keeping things perfectly aligned. And also, if you ever rotate the camera or a puzzle piece completely out of whack, you can press the reset rotation or reset view buttons to get back to normal instantly. Another nice feature of the 3D interface is the quick align feature. All you have to do is tap any object in the scene. It flashes red to indicate that you tapped it, and now any new puzzle piece that you drag into the scene will automatically be aligned to the item that you tapped. So, for example, if you want to put a drum under a stream of falling droplets, you just tap the dropper and then drag in the drum. The drum will be automatically aligned to the dropper that you tapped. Like Enigmo, Enigmo 2 was originally a game that we did for the Mac several years ago. And ever since we released Enigmo for the iPhone, people have been asking me, when are you going to do Enigmo 2? Enigmo 1 has been our best-selling game ever. It's sold over 1 million copies on the iPhone, and it's still going strong. So obviously, we wanted to follow that up with Enigmo 2 at some point. But there were a couple of reasons why we waited over a year and a half before getting around to it. The first reason is that we didn't want to cannibalize our sales of Enigmo 1. We released Enigmo 2 for the Mac too soon. We released it very quickly after Enigmo 1 came out, and as a result, it destroyed our sales of Enigmo 1. And we didn't want to repeat that same mistake on the iPhone. But it's been over a year. Sales have now tapered off to a level where we feel comfortable in releasing Enigmo 2 at this time. But there was a second reason that we waited this long to do Enigmo 2, and that was simply that I wasn't completely convinced Enigmo 2 could even run on an iPhone. The Mac version of Enigmo 2 required about 3 times the horsepower as the Mac version of Enigmo 1. So at first it seemed unlikely that the game would run on the iPhone. But it ends up that there was a lot of opportunity for optimizing the physics engine in the game. The game runs great on the iPhone. We optimized the code like nothing we've ever done before, and the results are stunning. Now, you don't need a new iPhone 3GS to play the game because it was developed on and for a regular iPhone and iPod Touch. But we do make use of the iPhone 3GS's extra performance. You get a few extra things, such as improved plasma particles, but you also get a really high frame rate, which gives the game a glassy smoothness. One other feature that Enigmo 2 now has is music. Now, the Mac version of Enigmo 1 also had music, but it didn't make it into the iPhone version of the game because we were having some performance and memory issues. Luckily, we've worked out all those issues, so the iPhone version of Enigmo 2 now has all of the original music that was in the Mac version. The music in the game was composed by Mike Beckett. He's the same guy who did the music in many of our other games over the years, including Cro-Mag Rally, Nanosaur, Bugdom, and Pangea Arcade. It's a very different style of music than we usually do for our games, but it's exactly what I wanted. It gives the game an almost hypnotic feel. If you liked Enigmo, you're going to love Enigmo 2. It's even more dazzling than the original, it has more varied gameplay, and it has 50 very challenging levels that will keep you playing for a very, very long time. Many people consider Enigmo to be the best puzzle game for the iPhone, but Enigmo 2 really raises the bar. So, Enigmo 2 is available on the App Store now. I hope you'll download it today.